Let's go Rams! Things are heating up behind the scenes for the Los Angeles Rams, and our GM Les Snead is doing everything he can to organize the team for the upcoming season. There's a real sense that this roster is close, very close, to something special again. But as always in the NFL, the difference between title contenders and champions lies in the details. And at this moment, it's precisely in those details that the greatest uncertainties reside. I'll tell you everything I've learned. But before proceeding, make sure you've already hit the like button hard, but only do that if you believe the Rams will reach the Super Bowl. If you wish, comment like this: "Go Rams, let's go." Now, let's get straight to the point. Because one of the most important stories right now revolves around a name that not everyone expected to see under so much pressure: Emmanuel Forbes. After the Rams decided not to renew Forbes' contract for a 5th year, the message was crystal clear: this is the decisive season. Forbes, who arrived after being released by Washington, is no longer just a replacement. He's seen as a crucial component in a secondary that, despite some good additions like Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, still lacks proven depth beyond its main players. And that's where the concern begins to grow. Because if you analyze this group of cornerbacks closely, there's talent at the top, but consistency remains a big question mark. Forbes has shown flashes of brilliance, true flashes of high-level brilliance. But the problem has always been consistency. The Rams don't need occasional flashes of brilliance in 2026. They need reliability, especially from a player who is expected to play a significant number of snaps. If Forbes delivers the version of himself we've seen in his best moments, this defense will take a big step forward. But if the inconsistency continues, it could expose one of the few weaknesses in an otherwise promising roster. And speaking of offensive power, another big question that persists is the identity of the third wide receiver, WR3, in this offense. This is no insignificant detail. It's a crucial role in Sean McVay's system. Many fans expected the Rams to resolve this issue during the draft, possibly making a bold move to secure one of the top prospects. That didn't happen. Instead, the team is looking for internal talent, which opens up a fascinating competition. You've got Xavier Smith, who, despite the painful memory of the NFC Championship mistake, was actually one of the more productive receivers outside the main options last season. His ability to stretch the field gave this offense a dimension it desperately needed at times. Then there's Jordan Whittington, a player the organization clearly believes in, someone who has already shown flashes and is widely viewed as a strong candidate to take that next step. And don't overlook players like Konata Mumpfield and rookie CJ Daniels, who, according to internal expectations, could make an impact sooner rather than later. But here's the reality. The Rams don't just need someone to fill that WR3 spot. They need someone to own it. They need a player who can consistently step up, take pressure off the top targets, and make defenses pay for focusing elsewhere. Right now, it feels like Jordan Whittington might have the edge in that race. But this is far from settled. Now shifting to the trenches, there's another storyline that deserves serious attention. Warren McClendon. The Rams made a very loud statement during the draft without actually saying a word. By choosing not to select an offensive tackle early, they essentially confirmed their belief in McClendon as the starting right tackle for 2026. That's a huge vote of confidence, especially considering how many fans expected the team to address that position aggressively. McClendon showed promise when he stepped in during 2025, but now the expectations are completely different. This isn't about filling in anymore. This is about being the guy for an entire 17-game season. The Rams are betting on continuity along the offensive line, and if that bet pays off, it could be one of the smartest decisions of the offseason. But if it doesn't, it's a risk that could directly impact the entire offense. And then there's a topic many fans would rather avoid, but it's impossible to ignore: the punt return situation. Special teams might not always get the spotlight, but as we saw last season, it can define critical moments. The Rams currently don't have a clear, reliable answer here. Xavier Smith is the most experienced option, but that comes with emotional baggage after what happened in the NFC Championship. Other names like Jordan Whittington, Brennan Presley, and even depth players have been mentioned, but none bring a complete sense of security. That puts the coaching staff in a difficult position. Do you go back to the experienced option and hope for redemption? Or do you take a risk on someone new who hasn't been tested at this level? It's a decision that could quietly influence key moments in the season. And just to round things out, even the rookie class is already starting to shape its identity, with jersey numbers now assigned. C.J. Daniels switching to number 6, Ty Simpson taking 15, and Keegan Tross stepping in with 79, a number that sparked some debate among fans given its association with Rob Havenstein. It may seem like a small detail, but these are the kinds of things that show how the next generation is beginning to carve out its place within the franchise. So when you step back and look at the full picture, this Rams team has all the ingredients to be elite in 2026. But these unanswered questions, Forbes' consistency, the WR3 battle, McClendon's readiness, and the uncertainty on special teams, these are the variables that will ultimately decide just how far this team can go. And now I want to hear from you, Rams fans. Which of these concerns worries you the most heading into the 2026 season, and do you believe the team already has the answer on the roster? And when you connect all these storylines, you start to understand why this phase of the offseason is so important. It's no longer about adding talent. It's about defining roles, building trust, and proving that the internal development of this roster was the right bet all along. Because make no mistake, the Rams are clearly signaling confidence in what they already have. They didn't chase every available option. They didn't overreact in the draft. They're trusting their system, their coaching staff, and most importantly, these players to step up when it matters most. That's what makes this moment so intriguing. You've got players like Emmanuel Forbes fighting not just for consistency, but for their future in the league. You've got a wide receiver room where opportunity is wide open, just waiting for someone to take it. You've got Warren McClendon stepping into what could be a career-defining role protecting the edge. And quietly, in the background, a special teams unit that knows it cannot afford another costly mistake when the lights are brightest. This is how contenders are shaped, not just through big signings or blockbuster trades, but through these internal battles that define identity. And if even 2 or 3 of these questions turn into strengths by mid-season, this Rams team could be far more dangerous than many people expect right now. So stay locked in, because the next few months are going to tell us everything about the true ceiling of this team. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and don't forget to click the video that's on your screen right now. Because if you want to stay on top of every breaking update about the Los Angeles Rams, the latest news always hits here first.